Russia continues to wage war on Ukraine's power grid in midwinter, bombing people into a dark freezer. These were overnight strikes using Iranian kamikaze drones on power lines in Kyiv. The Ukrainians fix them almost as quickly as they're destroyed. In front of St. Sophia's Cathedral, the Christmas tree is decked in patriotic colours and powered by a noisy generator. But could a new front now be opening up again? These were military exercises between Belarus and Russia, 4 hours drive north of Kyiv. Russia's show and tell battlefield. The Russian Defense Ministry has been pumping out these pictures on an almost daily basis. Pure propaganda or a signal that Moscow intends to launch another assault on Kyiv, as senior Ukrainian officials have also warned in recent days. And could this arrival be part of the plan? Vladimir Putin flew into Minsk today to huddle with his best friend and perhaps the only one whose welcoming treats he trusts enough to eat. President Lukashenko has avoided sending his own troops to the front so far to help his Russian patron and protector. And today, a call for dialogue.
Russia and Belarus, as Vladimir Vladimirovich and I always say, are open for dialogue with other states, including European ones. I hope that soon they will listen to the voice of reason and we will move to discuss both matters of common security and the future world order.
By pure coincidence, another leader was touring the neighbouring Baltic republics today, where Britain has deployed almost 1,000 troops under the NATO flag. Mr. Sunak huddled with his Baltic colleagues and the virtual President Zelensky to double down on his commitment in weapons and words to a war that shows no sign of ending.
We must be clear that any unilateral call for a ceasefire by Russia is completely meaningless in the current context. I think it would be a false call. It would be used by Russia to regroup, to reinforce their troops. And until they have withdrawn from conquered territory, there can and should be no real negotiation.
Another Christmas tree in dire circumstances. This one was erected in the underground in Kyiv, which has doubled up as bomb shelter and second home to the population of Ukraine's second city since the beginning of the war 10 months ago. The unimaginable has become the new normal, interrupted by a tentative question. Will next year's Christmas also be celebrated in a Ukrainian bunker? Well, we're joined now from Kyiv by Alina Frolova, who was Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister between 2019 and 2020. Thanks for coming back on the program, Alina Frolova. I mean, you're sitting in what seems to be darkness at the moment. What's it like living in Kyiv under these constant drone and missile attacks with your power always being cut?
Different. We didn't get accustomed yet to this life, but what we can do, we just need to win this war and get to normal. So now we need to bear it, and in most of the districts of Kyiv, it's now more than 20 plus hours without electricity. But Kyiv stands on, and the Ukraine stands on.
So it's not breaking your morale?
No. No, we are quite strong. We've been living near this neighbor for hundreds of years, and we get accustomed that we need to be strong, and we're full of readiness to continue and to win this war.
Now, what about these reports, first started in Kyiv by your colleagues, that Russia is preparing another attack from the north, with Belarus's help, perhaps, onto the capital, Kyiv? They tried it in February, they failed. What evidence is there to suggest they'll try it again?
Well, actually, as you know, Putin trying to convince Lukashenko to enter the war already for a quite long period. Lukashenko is trying to avoid it really because this is threatens to his own personal power in stability, his stability in Belarus. But at the same time, we see some kind of coincidence with everything what was happening like 1 year ago, when they have the similar maneuvers, they have similar preparations. And there is only the issue of political decision where to throw the Belarusian army into this war or not. However, as our intelligence saying, there is not sufficient number of Russian troops in Belarus, so the Russians by themselves cannot do it. And probably they will start only if Belarusians will join. However, we saw that the Russians make some decisions which are not let's say logical before, so we can expect everything, and our troops is in complete readiness, and I know that they are in full preparedness to any developments.
So what you're saying, Alina, is that he might try to launch another attack on Kyiv from the north against everyone else's better judgment.
Yeah, he can, because his actually his authority and his legitimacy is shaken in Russia because of losing this war completely on all the fronts, and to try to stabilize it somehow and to try to demonstrate that he still has like a decision-making point, so he can try to do it. And a lot depends, of course, of Belarusian army, but the situation with Belarus is not like a similar like with Russia, and not everyone is supporting this decision. So I believe that would be like a quite drastic decision for Belarus, because Ukrainian army is strong, and they obviously will, yes, we will lose people, but we will defeat the Kyiv, not only the Kyiv, but all the direction.
But you can't really stop him. You can't really stop him from trying to invade from the north again, can you? You can just try and resist him when he comes over.
Yes, sure. We cannot stop someone's silly decisions, but we can we can be resilient. We can have like a better preparation that we had last year with all the fortifications and constructions and readiness. So I know that everything is in place, and we see it from the daily operations and daily preparation of our armed forces and reserve. And I do believe that it won't be so easy walk, and it would be much harder than it was like last year for them if they will decide to do it.
Just one more. The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, was in Latvia and Lithuania today, and he pledged more weapons and more air defense capability for Ukraine in the coming months. Are you getting everything that you need in order to resist another wave of this invasion?
No, we are not getting everything, and we are getting not enough number of it, because we can like be resilient. We can protect ourselves in a better way than we did it like half a year or year before. But we obviously have no sufficient supply of weapons and equipment to stop this war now as soon as possible. But anyway, we're very grateful to UK, because we understand the UK leadership in pressing our partners to deliver the weapons and to keep the course. And we know that how many equipment is coming, and we know how big support is. But we still, if we want to stop this war, and I just would like to remind that we are fighting here not only for Ukraine, but for the whole Europe and for the democracy, we need more. We need more weapons.
All right. Okay, got to wrap it up there. Alina Frolova, thank you very much indeed. We wish you all the best.